Hi Facebook, I'm Ellie Frost and this is a video to talk about, are you really available for your vision? So I'm just going to share this. I've got bows on my top today. I think that's pretty awesome and badass. Shadow page. So lots of, hi Laura, how are you doing? What I want to talk about today is this idea, right? So lots of us know what our vision is, but then there's this point of like, are we really being available for it, right? And that's an energetic thing. So that is like, we basically get in life what we're energetically available for, and then whatever we're available for will impact our thoughts, beliefs and actions and how we show up in the world, right? So the first job, the starting point is always to get in energetic alignment and be energetically available for that vision, right? And you know whether you are or not, one, by whether it's unfolding. If it's not coming together, then there's definitely an energetic thing that's off. And two, whether you're contradicting it in your energy field or in your thoughts, beliefs and actions, basically. So lots of us will say, right, I want this, I don't know, 6-figure, 7-figure business, and I want to work with these kind of clients and I want to be doing this type of work, for example. But then if you take a decision that isn't from the place of that person, you're not in alignment with it. So you've got to keep asking yourself, if I was already that 6-figure, 7-figure business person doing this amazing purpose work in the world, how would I dress today? What would be my thoughts, beliefs and actions? Literally step into the energy of that person. Start figuring out what beliefs would they have? How would they be showing up? What risks would they take? Because it's not a risk if you know the outcome, but you can't hold space for the vision to be achieved while contradicting it in the way that you show up, right? So if I knew this was a done deal, what would I be doing today? Would I be worrying about it? Probably not. Would I be moaning or complaining or noticing what's not working? Probably not. Align with my vision, be that person. Yeah, it's an embodiment. It's an absolute embodiment in all of your cells, in all of your being, so you know yourself as that. It's like an identity shift into that person that has already achieved that vision, and that's the quickest way to get there. And, you know, it's the embodying of it that needs to happen first before you apply the strategies, before you apply, you know, the really clever businessy stuff, before you really start taken action, because unless you've embodied it first, you're not taking action from that place, from that next level place, right? You're taking action from the place of where you are, and that's why you're like to stay where you are in your comfort zone. So what do we know about when you step into that next level? 100% always, it's not going to feel familiar because what's familiar to us and comfortable is where we are, right? So if you are feeling out of your comfort zone often and you're feeling a little bit like, oh, you know, it's not, that's pretty exhilarating on a lot of levels, by the way. But if you're not feeling that enough, then you know that you're probably not in alignment with it, because if everything's feeling really comfortable, and it's not that it's not with ease and flow that we go to the next level, it's much more about being a different way in order to achieve different results, right? And the version of you that has those things that you want doesn't think, act and believe in the same way as the version of you right now. So to break through that, to transform that, to really claim and own that next level, we've got to figure out, well, what would I be believing? What would that person decide? How would they show up? What support would they have? What would they make a non-negotiable? And what we make a non-negotiable is basically what we're energetically available for, right? I'm sure you guys must all have times in your life, right, where you just decided something so deeply with all of your being that there just was no other way. And if you've done that, you'll notice the planets align. Like when you've really made the decision and you've just given up caring how, you're just really like, this is going to have to happen, this is how it's going to be, things work out. And so it's that decision with all of your being to only be available for certain things, right? And aligning with that next level version, becoming that person, feeling like that person, knowing you're that person, no matter what it looks like on the outside. So you're not thrown off when it doesn't, maybe things don't look like immediately they're working. Hi, David. You don't get put off by life. You're just, you know who you are. And I often use examples because I've been lucky enough to meet some of our biggest leaders. So I use examples like, for example, Richard Branson, who owns Virgin, right? He went bankrupt 4 times, I think. And now, obviously, he's extraordinarily successful and he owns, one of the biggest service providing companies in the world, right? But I believe in his energy field, he knew who he was, right? It didn't really matter when he went bankrupt. He knew who he was. He had an energetic alignment. He knew himself as that biggest service provider, no matter what the world showed him. And you don't have to go up and down. You don't have to go bankrupt. You don't have to go broke. That is not true. That's an old myth. You don't have to have those challenges, but you'll get what you need to take you there. And the quickest and easiest and most flow-based way to get there is to know yourself already at that next level. And every time your thoughts, beliefs and actions contradict it, you've got to work on that. You've got to change them. You've got to come from a different set point because, and ask yourself, if I was truly that leader, if I was truly that visionary, if I had that business or life or relationship, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, how would I deal with this thing right in front of me? So there is this concept that we hear in personal development a lot, which is called acting as if. And people often get really confused about it because they go, oh, well, if I already was that big business person, right, I'd have this big team and I'd have tons of money. So how can I act as if before I've got the stuff? And that concept gets misunderstood. So what it means is acting as if means act from the place of that person who would have certain beliefs and a certain energetic alignment with the challenges in front of you. How would that person, that next level you, act in your current situation? What risks would they take? What decisions would they make? How would they be showing up? And that's how you act as if. So it's not about, you don't get the resources and the things around you until you basically act as if, until you command and demand it, until you align it in your energy field, until you become it on such a deep level that the world just has to catch up. And that's pretty cool, right? And at that point, you're not in resistance, you're not in stress and anxiety because you just know. You're not looking for anything outside of you to award it to you. You just really feel it in all of your being. And that's how you line up your energy with it. And often people feel like, I made a big leap, for example, in the direction of my dreams, and that's the only leap they'd have to make. And moving in the direction of our dreams, following our vision, requires us to continually jump in. It's like we have to leap in, we have to leap in, we have to leap in. It's the next level, it's the next level, it's the next level. And that's the growth and expansion that we're all we're all part of, and that's what we want, right? So it's always the next leap, it's always that next decision. So I guess the question is always, how would I be showing up today if I knew that my vision was done and I knew I was that person? What beliefs would I have? Who am I at that next level, right? How can I become that now? How would I feel? What's my emotional state? What do I feel in my body? I'd probably feel empowered. I'd probably feel certain. I'd probably feel powerful, right? So how can I give myself that emotional state now? Let myself feel it now, despite whatever's going on, so that I know I'm already that, right? Because the world has to catch up. It's law, the law of attraction says that. Our subconscious is on our side. Our mind's on our side. Our mind is programmed to do whatever it thinks we want it to, right? So if we tell it, that's what we are. And we consistently believe and think and have faith and embody that, the mind will absolutely do everything behind the scenes subconsciously to make sure that that's what happens, that it's available for the opportunities, it's available for the ideas, it's receptive, you see, to enabling us to become it. So it's really, 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 really important that we get everything in alignment, our thoughts, beliefs and actions, and we get ourselves, really understanding what it means to have that vision and who we need to be. And it's such a good exercise. So what does that person believe? How do they show up? What do they think about things? What do they spend their day thinking about? How do they spend their time, that person, right? What are they doing? Is it is it what I'm doing now? How can I shift into more of that? Because you have to become it first before the outside world shows it to us. Most of us have been sold this idea, and it's a lie, that suddenly, like, we carry on doing what we're doing and suddenly we get somewhere else. But it doesn't work like that. We become something else first, and then the outside world catches up with us. So that's what I wanted to share. I do have a free mini course on identity shift. You can get it on my website. My website's www.elliefrost.biz. But this work is super powerful. It's super fast to shift things once we step into it. So that's what I wanted to share. Have a great day, guys. Speak to you soon.